Their first week working together was a gravitational struggle, the tension palpable to everyone. Nova, perceptive beyond her years, began asking questions. "Why does Dr. Blackwood look at me funny?" she asked one evening as Zara tucked her into bed in their new apartment. "Sometimes people remind us of others we've known," Zara answered carefully. When Elias submitted his revised research proposal, incorporating elements of Zara's methodology that he had once dismissed, she recognized the olive branch. During their private review meeting, his professional facade finally cracked. "She's brilliant," he said softly. "Like her mother." "Yes, she is." "I'd like to know her, Zara." The arrogance had melted from his voice. "I understand why you kept her from me. I was cruel, unfair. But please don't punish her for my mistakes. She's not a bargaining chip, Elias. She's a person. I know. I'm not asking as your subordinate or as someone with rights. I'm asking for a chance to be worthy of her." Zara studied the man before her, humbled yet still possessing the intensity that had once drawn her to him. "We'll see," she finally said. That evening, Nova announced, "Dr. Blackwood helped me calculate orbital trajectories today. He's really smart, Mommy." Zara realized that while she had been establishing professional boundaries, Nova and Elias had begun forming their own connection. 3 months into the merger, Celestial Dynamics had been fully integrated into the Global Space Initiative. Zara's leadership had revitalized the research division, with Elias proving to be a surprisingly supportive chief research officer. Professional respect had gradually replaced tension in their working relationship. On a clear Saturday, Zara brought Nova to the observatory for the annual Stargazers Festival. They found Elias demonstrating a mobile planetarium to a group of children. "Dr. Blackwood," Nova called, breaking away to join him. Zara watched as Elias's face transformed with a genuine smile, helping Nova adjust the controls. "She talks about him constantly," Dr. Chen observed, appearing at Zara's side. "And he's changed since you two returned." Later, as twilight descended, Elias approached Zara while Nova chatted excitedly with other children. "Thank you for allowing me these moments with her," he said quietly. "She's drawn to you," Zara admitted. "She has questions I can't always answer about certain telescope calibrations." Elias laughed softly. "She's incredible, Zara. You've raised an extraordinary person." "She deserves to know the truth," Zara said after a moment. "If you're committed to being in her life consistently." His eyes met hers with an intensity that stirred memories of Tahoe. "I've never been more committed to anything." That evening, they sat Nova down together and explained that Elias was her father. The girl considered this revelation with surprising composure. "I kind of thought so," she admitted. "We have the same eyes, and we both like black holes best." The weeks that followed brought a new rhythm to their lives. Sunday mornings became telescope time with Elias. Professional walls remained firm at work, but outside those boundaries something new began to form. Not quite a family, but a constellation of 3 stars finding their alignment. On the anniversary of Zara's appointment, Elias requested a private meeting. She expected a professional discussion but found him uncharacteristically nervous. "I've been offered a position at Princeton," he began. Zara felt an unexpected pang. "Congratulations." "I haven't accepted." He paused. "Because of Nova, because of you." "Elias, I know I don't deserve forgiveness for how I treated you," he continued. "But these months have shown me what matters. Not prestige or power, but connection. Family." "We're not a family," Zara reminded him gently. "Not yet," he agreed. "But we could build something new, not based on the past, but on who we are now." Under the observatory dome later that night, with Nova excitedly tracking a meteor shower, Elias reached for Zara's hand. "I'm not asking for what we had," he said softly. "I'm asking for a chance at what we could be." Zara looked at their daughter, then back at the man who had once broken her heart, but now stood humbled beside her. The universe had brought them together twice. Perhaps there was a cosmic plan after all. "One step at a time," she said, not pulling her hand away. "Let's see where this trajectory takes us." Above them, the stars continued their ancient patterns, while below, a new constellation was just beginning to form. 6 months into her position at Celestial Dynamics, Zara had proven herself indispensable. Her algorithm had already identified 3 potential habitable planets, earning grudging respect from the research team. Everyone except Elias, who maintained his cool distance. The annual company retreat at Lake Tahoe changed everything. Zara stood on the deck of the lakeside lodge, watching the sunset paint the water in vibrant hues reminiscent of nebula clouds. She didn't hear Elias approach until he was beside her. "Beautiful, isn't it?" His voice lacked its usual edge. "Like looking at another world." "That's exactly what I've always thought," Zara replied, surprised by his sudden congeniality. In the firelight later that evening, Zara noticed something different about him, vulnerability beneath the arrogance. As team-building activities progressed, they found themselves paired together, their competitive natures sparking against each other. "You're not what I expected." "Zara," he admitted during a late-night strategy session, her name soft on his lips for the first time. "What did you expect?" "Someone less formidable." The tension between them shifted that night. Their intellectual sparring evolved into something more intimate as they worked late into the evening, shoulders touching as they examined stellar data. Their first kiss happened under the Tahoe stars, unexpected yet somehow inevitable. His hands cradled her face with surprising tenderness, his touch igniting something Zara hadn't anticipated. For 3 nights they explored this unexpected connection, his fingers tracing constellations on her skin, their bodies moving together like celestial bodies in perfect orbit. "You're extraordinary," he whispered against her neck, the wall of superiority crumbling between them. Reality intruded the final morning when Elias received a call. Zara overheard enough to understand it was from a rival research group associated with her university. "You've been sharing my research methodology?" He confronted her, the warmth gone from his eyes. "What? No, of course not. They're using an approach remarkably similar to one I developed." His voice turned cold. "Was this your plan all along? Seduce the CEO, steal his research?" "I would never," Zara began, but Elias cut her off. "I should have known better than to trust someone from your background." This was clearly a mistake. The cruelty of his dismissal left her speechless. Within a week, Zara resigned from Celestial Dynamics, unable to bear his contempt. She took a position at the emerging Global Space Initiative, leaving behind not just a broken heart, but carrying a secret she herself wouldn't discover for another month. She was pregnant with Elias's child. She made her decision that night, staring at the positive test. Her child would never know rejection from Elias Blackwood. She would build her own success, her own legacy without him. 7 years passed like the orbit of a distant comet. Zara stood at the podium of the International Astronomical Congress, receiving a standing ovation for her groundbreaking presentation on the confirmed habitable exoplanet Nova 1, named after her daughter. "Dr. Patel has revolutionized our understanding of exoplanet habitability," announced the Congress president. "Her oxygen detection system has identified 17 potentially life-supporting planets in just 3 years." At 34, Zara had become the leading name in exoplanet research. The Global Space Initiative had flourished under her direction, securing unprecedented funding while Celestial Dynamics struggled with outdated methodologies. "Mommy, did they like your stars?" 6-year-old Nova bounced excitedly backstage, her blue eyes, so like her father's, sparkling with intelligence beyond her years. "They loved them, Starlight," Zara replied, lifting her daughter. Nova's dark curls framed a face that was a perfect blend of her parents, though Zara alone knew this truth. Later that evening, Zara's mentor, Dr. Chen, who had followed her career since Celestial Dynamics, approached with startling news. "The Global Board has approved the acquisition of Celestial Dynamics," she announced, "and they want you as the new executive director of the merged organization." Zara's heart raced. Celestial is struggling that badly? Elias refused to innovate. His investors lost confidence. Dr. Chen studied Zara carefully. "You'd be his superior. Are you prepared for that?" Was she prepared to face the man who had dismissed her so cruelly? The man whose daughter played nearby, unaware of her father's identity? That night, Zara explained to Nova about their upcoming move to San Francisco. "Will I get to see real telescopes?" Nova asked, clutching her model spacecraft. "The biggest ones," Zara promised, stroking her daughter's hair. "And you'll have your own little office next to mine." As Nova slept, Zara examined the acquisition papers. Elias would remain as chief research officer, reporting directly to her. Life had come full circle in the most unexpected way. 2 weeks later, they arrived at the gleaming headquarters of what would now be the Global Space Initiative's West Coast Division. Nova clutched her mother's hand, wide-eyed at the massive telescope model in the lobby. Dr. Patel, the receptionist, greeted her with respect. "The board is waiting, and Dr. Blackwood has been informed of your arrival." Zara squared her shoulders. "Tell them we'll be right up." "Is that where you'll work, Mommy?" Nova asked, pointing to the executive floor. "Yes, Starlight. And sometimes you'll work right beside me." Little did Elias know that his world was about to be transformed by not one but two Patel women. The boardroom fell silent as Zara entered, Nova's small hand firmly in hers. 7 years had added subtle lines to Elias's face, but his presence still commanded attention until he saw them. His eyes widened first at Zara, then fell to Nova. The girl's features, a perfect cosmic blend of her parents, made his breath visibly catch. "Directors, I'm honored to join you," Zara began smoothly. "And this is my daughter, Nova." Nova waved shyly before settling with her tablet in the corner, where she immediately began drawing complex planetary systems. The meeting proceeded with formal introductions, but Elias barely contributed, his attention repeatedly drawn to the child who bore his unmistakable eyes. When the board members filed out, leaving them alone with Nova absorbed in her tablet, the tension crystallized. "She's mine," he stated quietly. Not a question, but a recognition. Biologically speaking, Zara acknowledged, maintaining her professional demeanor. "Why didn't you tell me?" His voice held both anger and bewilderment. "You made your opinion of me quite clear at Tahoe. Why would I subject a child to that rejection?" Nova glanced up, sensing the tension. "Mommy, can I explore the telescope room now?" "In a moment, Starlight." Zara turned back to Elias. "This is a professional relationship now. I expect you to respect that boundary. You can't expect me to ignore. I expect you to earn any place in her life," Zara interrupted firmly. "You're her biological father, but being a parent is something else entirely." The sleek glass headquarters of Celestial Dynamics towered above the San Francisco skyline, its curved architecture reminiscent of a spiral galaxy. Zara Patel clutched her worn leather portfolio tightly as she approached the reception desk, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "I'm here for the junior researcher position," she said, tucking a strand of her dark hair behind her ear. "I have an appointment with Dr. Blackwood." The receptionist barely glanced up. "Take a seat. He's running late." Zara settled into a plush chair, smoothing her second-hand blazer. She had spent hours preparing for this interview, reviewing her research on exoplanet atmospheres that had earned her a doctorate despite her humble background. The scholarship that had carried her through university had been hard-won, each achievement a step away from the tiny apartment where she'd grown up with her immigrant parents. An hour passed before a tall figure strode through the lobby, commanding attention without effort. Elias Blackwood moved with the confidence of someone who had never questioned his place in the world. His tailored suit probably cost more than 3 months of Zara's rent. "Ms. Patel," he called, not bothering to approach her. "We've already started the meeting." "Follow me." Zara hurried after him, struggling to match his long strides. "It's Dr. Patel, actually," she corrected. Gently, Elias raised an eyebrow but didn't respond as they entered a conference room where several scientists were already seated around a holographic projection of star systems. "This is our candidate," Elias announced dismissively. "She's from State University." The way he emphasized state made it clear what he thought of her education. A few of the scientists exchanged glances. Perhaps Dr. Patel could share her theories on atmospheric biomarkers, suggested an older woman with kind eyes. Grateful for the opening, Zara launched into her presentation. As she spoke, her initial nervousness melted away, replaced by the passion that had driven her research. She explained her algorithm for detecting potential life-supporting atmospheres on distant exoplanets. "This could reduce our search time by 60%, she concluded. Silence followed her presentation before Elias chuckled. "Interesting theory, Dr. Patel. But at Celestial Dynamics, we prefer proven methodologies over creative speculations, especially from researchers with limited resources." "Limited resources often inspire innovation," Zara countered, meeting his gaze steadily. "Indeed," Elias replied with a cold smile. Well, we'll consider your application. Though I should warn you, our researchers typically come from more established backgrounds. Despite the dismissal in his tone, Zara received a call later that week offering her the position. Not from Elias, but from the kind-eyed scientist Dr. Chen, who had been impressed by her work. Zara accepted immediately. She would prove herself regardless of what Elias Blackwood thought of her background. Little did she know how dramatically their paths would intertwine.